Shari Rogge-Fidler, welcome to the Forum for the Future of Agriculture. You are the President and Chief Executive of the Farm Foundation. You are also part of a new initiative on global collaboration for farm policy and innovation that is being launched today at the Forum. And you have listened to a panel with many voices on resilience, food, agriculture and learning from the energy crisis. Can I ask you first, what did you hear that really resonated with you today as a fifth-generation farmer?
Well, one thing I keep hearing is a bit of an ebb and flow on optimism or a lack of optimism. And I think on our particular panel, there was optimism throughout, which I think is encouraging. As you may have heard, my view is that there is optimism for the future through collaboration, that none of us can solve the future alone, but when we work together, we can.
Collaboration, but effective collaboration. How do you define that?
I think for effective collaboration, it begins with understanding each other better. So we have to begin by listening, begin by understanding perhaps some of our differences in order to enable filling those gaps and bridging those gaps.
And when we think about the regenerative ag movement, when we think about climate smart, a lot of the way the debate has moved on, farming practice has moved on. Is this real progress? Are there problems? Can you paint a picture from your expertise and your point of view?
From the farm level and beyond, there is lots of progress going on. I think whether it's regenerative ag or organic or conventional, actually, there's innovation going on in all kinds of agriculture. I think one of our challenges is defining what those are so that we can better understand that, and that consumers can better understand that. Farmers need to better understand it, policymakers need to better understand it, as well as consumers. So I think that's part of what our collaboration hopes to do, is better help define what sustainability is and regenerative ag is so that we can measure it and advance it together.
And whenever we are here at the Forum, the climate crisis is a backdrop to everything that we speak of. We've had the IPCC report just in the last couple of weeks. Farmers can be a climate solution. That's your view, isn't it?
Absolutely, we can and we are. I think whether it's through no-till as we do on our farm, or cover crops on our farm, or planting 8,000 trees, which we did on our farm, these are all ways that we can help. I think the challenge is doing this all fast enough and at scale enough, and I think that's where, again, it needs to be multi-stakeholder from the policy, the private sector, and at the farm level to try to accelerate the quickest that we can to really affect change.
Did you gain hope from the voices you heard, because EU policymakers shared the panel with you and did talk about scale and speed?
Yes and no. I think that the opportunity to continue dialogue is helpful. I think there are key differences between the EU and the US in terms of how we approach the policy environment. I think there are challenges within the US on the policy level as well. But I think that's where we need to just keep advancing those dialogues and keep looking for collaboration to see the best that we can do there.
And how important are forums like this for having that dialogue, but also accelerating the actions that we need to take?
They are so critical, not just on the stage, as you heard, but also the conversations I've had in the corridor, where we are building more collaboration and being able to say things that maybe we couldn't say on the stage to each other. And that's actually gives me a lot of hope, too.
I'm sure those are important conversations, too. But thank you so much, Shari, for joining us today, and enjoy the rest of the forum.
Thank you so much.